An asteroid has a 1 in 83 chance of hitting Earth in just over 7 years. While most space rocks pass by harmlessly, this one, known as 2024 YR4, which is about half the size of a football field, is too close for comfort. Our next report telling you more.
Space is full of silent threats. Asteroids, massive space rocks, zip through the solar system, most missing Earth entirely. But some come too close for comfort. This 100-meter-wide rock hurtles through space, its trajectory a subject of intense scrutiny. While the European Space Agency gives it a 99% chance of a safe passage in 2032, the 1% possibility of impact is enough to trigger planetary defense protocols.
What is the size of the asteroid? And if it's a big enough asteroid, I think the answer is we are not prepared. I mean, we have seen movies like Armageddon where, Bruce Willis goes and puts a nuclear bomb and blows up the asteroid. It doesn't work because, see, the momentum of the asteroid is still coming towards Earth. If you disintegrate it, there will be many bodies that will still be coming into Earth.
Discovered just recently, on December 27, 2024, YR4 is estimated to be between 40 and 90 meters across. An impact of this size, particularly over a populated area, carries the destructive power of a nuclear detonation. The stakes are undeniably high.
The impact velocity, which will be in the order of 17.3 kilometers per second at the moment of the possible impact, and the density of the object, which we don't know. So for that, we have to do some let's say estimates. That the let's say the amount of energy that would be released, taking into account those uncertainties, could range between 5 to 50 megatons.
If by 2028 the asteroid still presents a threat, intervention becomes a necessity. The preferred option is the kinetic impact. It essentially means crashing a spacecraft into the asteroid to alter its course. NASA's DART mission proved this is possible.
On NASA's first planetary defense test to intentionally crash into an asteroid.
However, the method has its limitations. YR4 might demand more. If the asteroid is actually on a collision course, then nuking it in space is another option. The challenge lies in YR4's current trajectory, a near straight line away from Earth. This makes precise orbital calculations difficult. The asteroid will soon fade from view, only to reappear in 2028. Until then, the anxious wait continues. While asteroids frequently brush past our planet, the threat of a major impact is real. The Tunguska event of 1908 serves as a stark reminder of the potential devastation. A similar impact today could obliterate a major city. YR4 serves as a stark reminder: Earth's cosmic neighborhood can be a dangerous place.
In other news, Elon Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency has hired a team of 6 young engineers aged between 19 to 24. Some are fresh out of college, while one is still a student. Among them is the 22-year-old engineer of Indian origin. We are talking about Akash Boba. According to his now deleted LinkedIn account, Akash is a graduate of University of California, where he was a part of the management and technology program. Before joining Dodge, Akash has interned at major tech giants including Meta and Palantir. Working in AI data and financial modeling, his genius in coding gained viral attention after his classmate shared an anecdote about his problem-solving abilities. And Akash is now listed as an expert at the United States Office of Personnel Management. But Akash's appointment to Dodge, along with the 5 other young engineers, has now raised eyebrows given their roles that involve overseeing crucial data. The lack of experience in government affairs has sparked concerns. Dodge, under Musk's leadership, aims to streamline government operations through technology and automation. The engineers have been granted top-level security clearance, allowing them access to all kinds of important government systems. While their tech credentials are impressive about all these young engineers, critics argue that placing such young, inexperienced individuals in key government roles that could have serious national security implications. I have a question for you now. Is the United Nations dead? Here's why I ask this. After US President Donald Trump said that the US will take over Gaza, UN Chief Antonio Guterres warned against what he described as the ethnic cleansing in Gaza.
Its essence, the exercise of the inalienable rights of the Palestinian people, is about the right of Palestinians to simply live as human beings in their own land. It is vital to stay true to the bedrock of international law. It is essential to avoid any form of ethnic cleansing.
Guterres said that nothing justified the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack on Israel that sparked the war in Gaza. But destruction and unspeakable horrors that come from Israeli attacks could not be justified either. Then, reacting to Trump's Gaza proposal, UN spokesperson Stefan Dujarric said, and I quote him here, "Any forced displacement of people is tantamount to ethnic cleansing. It is important that we stay true to the bedrock of international law. It is essential to avoid any form of ethnic cleansing." After the global outcry on Wednesday, Trump administration officials tried to walk back on Trump's proposal. They said that any displacement of the Palestinians in Gaza would be short-lived. It would perhaps be temporary while the largely destroyed enclave is being rebuilt. But it raises this very pertinent question: how did we get here? After 15 months of death and devastation in Gaza, just as Gazans started returning home to rubble and debris, the American president discusses taking control of the Palestinian territory and also displacing its people. Wasn't the 15 months of absolute hell enough? Must the war-torn and already displaced Palestinians endure this now as well? The question is also directed at the United Nations. What has the UN achieved in Gaza? For 15 months and well before Trump took charge of the White House, the UN has failed to bring peace. The United Nations has been gradually losing its power and credibility to stop wars. There are few chapters in UN history that have been darker than the bloodiest Gaza war of the 21st century. As the war unfolded in both Gaza and also in Ukraine, the UN's inability to halt the fighting has raised serious questions. Is it even effective anymore in preventing wars and also promoting peace? And let's not forget, while the war in Gaza was armed, funded and shielded from accountability by Western states led by the US, the UN cut a sorry figure. The West's hypocrisy became even more evident when it imposed the most severe sanctions on Russia for sending troops to Ukraine while allowing America to send weapons to Israel, which were used in Gaza. This whole situation is a mockery of the West's claim that it cares about human rights. In fact, the US's support for Israel and Israel's violations of international law, including its outrageous attack on the Iranian embassy in Damascus in April last year, also raises questions about the role of the United Nations. And it's not as if the UN does not have a stake in Gaza. Close to 200 of its staff have been killed in the war. And this is why we ask, Was the UN established to be a strong voice and make a real difference, or was it meant to do the bidding of the US? Even as we speak right now, the war in Ukraine is still ongoing. The UN has called it one of the most profound humanitarian crises of our time. That's what the United Nations has said. It has called for an immediate humanitarian pause. But so far, the UN has been toothless in ending the war, and that's where we are now, with more questions than answers about the relevance of the United Nations.